commentators of both the Telugu Desam Party as well as the YSRCP. Joining us here on India Today is Jyotsna Tirunagari, TDP spokesperson. We also have Shilpa Ravi Reddy, YSRCP MLA from Nandya, which is where, in fact, we saw the arrest actually taking place. Let's begin with the TDP. Jyotsna Tirunagari, what do you make of all that's happened? Because the allegation against Chandrababu Naidu is that this is a massive scam to the tune of 300 crores plus. Surely that can't be ignored. You can't expect that to be brushed under the carpet.
No, the point here is they are saying it's a 370 crore scam, but they are ignoring the fact that already the centers have been set up, which they said nothing have been set up, no money was used, nothing. In fact, all the money has been diverted through some shell companies or what all they call. But the point here is we have 6 centers of excellences established by us in the state of Andhra Pradesh during our regime, 36 sub-centers. Total 42 centers which are functional. Over 220,000 students have been given training till 2021 itself, from 2015, and also around 70,000.
No, but a scam is a scam, ma'am. A scam is a scam.
The point is they say no money was used, but we are showing you the money was used. And in fact, let me tell you one more thing here. Where is the chief minister involved here? What is the role of the chief minister here? A cabinet meeting was called on. The cabinet gave its approval for a skill development corporation, and then person there, the secretary there, principal secretary, finance secretary then, Mr. Ajay Kalam Reddy, who is the advisor to the government now. He was the one who has said yes to that particular project, and the MD, Mr. Prem Chandra Reddy, who has the check releasing power. I'm talking about, I'm bringing in the logic here, because we have to talk about the
You've raised a valid point. You've raised a valid point, and let's get in a response from the YSRCP. Mr. Reddy, the allegation right now by the TDP is, where's the evidence against Chandrababu Naidu? They've mentioned that there's no talk, there's no mention of which documents were forged, and yet he's been charged of forgery of documents. There's no mention of the petitioner's name, and yet you have the CBCID building this massive case with several sections against him. The cabinet gave its nod. That's due process being followed.
Yeah, the main thing that we need to understand is that the cabinet, it wasn't on the agenda of the cabinet meeting that day. It was bought at the last minute. It was bought as a single point, this thing. And then it was approved at the last minute. So that is the main thing that we need to look into. And it is normal that the TDP cries foul over it. But the fact is 371 crores of public money was looted. And it was...
Where's the proof? Where's the proof, Mr. Reddy? Last minute cabinet nod, last minute being brought into an agenda is hardly proof of corruption.
Yes. See, the GO clearly says that, Siemens was supposed to invest about 90% of the money, and the 10% was supposed to be invested by the government of Andhra Pradesh. While Siemens did not invest a single rupee, and the government of AP, I don't know what the hurry was, they have released all the amount. Why would they do it when Siemens had not invested a single rupee? Isn't it natural that, when you have a partner who is supposed to be investing about 90% of the money, wouldn't you be asking them to put in the money first? Why wasn't it done? So that is the first major thing. It was the GO says clearly that it was Siemens which was bringing about 90% grant in aid, while Siemens has rejected that claim, saying we don't have any connection with what Siemens India President and Suman Bose did it. So this was clearly foul play done by Mr. Chandrababu Naidu in...
However, Mr. Reddy, my final question to you before I let the TDP... Okay, Jyotsna ma'am respond, then I'll take the question to Mr. Reddy.
Yes. The point here is, they say Siemens has rejected. The point here is 2,700 crores, what they are talking about, that was the software that those guys were supposed to be given in terms of CSR, their corporate funding. If you remember. And one more thing, all this has to be questioned to Prem Chandra Reddy. Who is sir, listen, all this has to be, these questions are to be posed to Mr. Prem Chandra Reddy, who is the check releasing power, who was the MD of Skill Development Corporation. Why is Chandrababu Naidu Garu's pair coming?
Then in that case, in this country, no politician would ever be behind bars.
No, the point
it will only be the officers.
Why
was Lalu Prasad Yadav put behind bars?
No.
Why isn't Prem Chandra Reddy being questioned till now?
Why don't you just answer that question, Mr. Reddy? Why isn't Prem Chandra Reddy being questioned?
You don't need to stress on the Reddy part, ma'am. I understand where you're taking this, but yeah, Mr. Prem Chandra Reddy or whoever was in charge of that, whoever was in
No,
charge of
Jyotsna
that.
ma'am, let him answer, please. Let him answer.
Yeah. So, whoever was in charge at that time, they've all been probed. See, Chandrababu Naidu, this probe didn't start today or yesterday. This probe started in 2020. And there were a lot of people who have been questioned, who have been arrested, and they are out on bail now. So, Chandrababu Naidu garu was not the first target. You need to understand that there was a whistleblower in 2018 who had informed the government that there's a massive scam that is happening and you need to look into it. Why was it brushed under the carpet? Why didn't they take it up? Because it was Chandrababu Naidu who was the chief minister then. And that is the reason why they didn't inquire into the details.
But since 2019, your party has been in power, sir. Since 2019.
Yes.
And that is when the CBCID had taken up the case and they're looking into the fact. See, we don't want to bring in any name just for the sake of it. Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, if we wanted to involve Mr. Babu or Mr. Naidu, we would have done it in the first case. We would have named him as A1 on day one. Why didn't we do it? We didn't do it because it is not political vendetta. Because the first thing that any political party would say is political vendetta. But
Okay.
BJP is having political vendetta on Rahul Gandhi. Or would say the same thing. Why was Jagan Mohan Reddy put behind bars? Isn't it political vendetta?
Final response from Jyotsna ma'am. Is it convenient? Is it just convenient to say that this is all political vendetta?
Let me put it very clearly here. It's clearly, sheerly a political vendetta and revenge politics by Jagan Mohan Reddy. I'll tell you why. Because on the day when they came for arrest, just a day before, that is on September 8th, that's when they included Sri Chandrababu Naidu's name as the A37. And even before submitting the remand report to the Honorable Court, the CID chief conducts a press meet and says he is A1. And the concerned paper.
Ma'am, there is nowhere in the law that says that A37 can't become A1. When Mr. Babu's involvement is proved, then definitely they will bring him in.
No remand report was given before that. We have been continuously asking all the day long. No remand report was ready. In fact, they said no remand report.
This is something Mr. Chandrababu Naidu also said, Mr. Reddy, that there was no remand report that was given. That he asked for evidence, it wasn't handed to him. He was just arrested without any notice.
Yes, they have been claiming the same thing from day one. And yesterday also they had the same arguments in the court. While the court didn't agree with the same. The court gave him judicial remand just because they have been claiming it from day one of the arrest. That is what Mr. Chandrababu Naidu said. That is what the GDP party said. That is what every supporter of Chandrababu Naidu is saying. While the court didn't accept with the same. Why did the court send him to 14 days of judicial remand?
I agree that the court granted that custody of 14 days, accepting what the CBCID has said of prima facie evidence being available against Chandrababu Naidu. But I'd like to wrap this up. I've run out of time. Thank you to both the TDP and the YSRCP for joining us on this broadcast.